Welcome to the Raise podcast. I'm Carol Barwick. We're here to raise your confidence and inspire your creativity. Each episode, we will have a different guest who will be discussing our Raise word. The Raise word is a word that will encourage you or empower you and at times inspire you to explore the word a little more for yourself. Well, hello and welcome to the Raise podcast. I'm Carol Barwick. Can you believe that we are in our second season? So much to look forward to. But today we're going to be looking at the word harmony. And who better to discuss it with but Melody Reid. Good morning, Melody. How are you doing?
Good morning, Carol. I'm great, thank you.
Melody, you have the perfect name when it comes to all the things that you do. You're singing, your music, and we'll get onto all of that in a minute. But I wonder, what does the word harmony mean to you?
So harmony to me, other than my sister, because harmony means peace to me. It means coming together and being on the same page, working together, but also working together but being different, because in a musical term, harmony is different parts coming together, not singing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think that means that to me in life, people are working together but not necessarily doing the same thing, but we're working from the same page. We're trying to do the same thing. We all want peace, we all want kindness, we all want everyone to be good.
Yeah, I love that. That's really good. I think the idea of people that do the same thing but being able to come together and kind of connect in an even deeper way is a very good thing for you and I, isn't it? Because essentially we kind of do the same thing but in kind of different ways, and the way that we can then come together like on a podcast like this and kind of encourage each other and support each other in it is really exciting, I think.
Yeah. When I say the same thing, I don't mean the same thing as in everybody's like robots doing the same thing.
Oh yeah,
we're all breathing, we're all living.
Yes.
And we all want, well, most of us want good out of life. So if we all work together, we can make that happen.
Yeah, definitely. I think harmony is the way that you said it was about peace is very true, because often when different people doing different things come together, it forms something new, doesn't it? I don't know if you find that with when you do your choirs and your groups, getting people to sing the different bits and then bringing it all together forms a kind of a new thing. Do you ever do kind of mashups with your groups, like different songs at the same time?
Yeah, sometimes I do it sometimes with my dementia choirs as well, and it's really lovely.
Wow. Yeah, I love, because I find that when you do actually different songs together and then you bring it together, it forms something kind of new and original.
Yeah.
And I think that's really wonderful. Melody, tell us a little bit about the different groups and things that you do, because I'm aware that you've got lots of different musical hats, as it were.
Yes, so I run a singing group called Music Box Inspiring Voices.
Yeah.
So through that, I work with all ages. So from babies, we've got under fours, all the way right through to my dementia choir. So I have kids in school, kids in after school clubs.
Yeah.
Different choirs, and then I also run. I work with a charity called Health for All. So we work with underprivileged families, self-harmers, lots of vulnerable people.
Yeah.
We use music and singing to bring them together and to give them something positive to focus on.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you do music throughout the entire kind of generation.
Yeah.
It's so important, isn't it? Really, really important. Which is we're not allowed to have favorites, I guess. Which is the one that brings you the most, or it's hard, isn't it? Because everything brings you joy, I'm sure.
I do know exactly what you mean, and I can answer the question.
Yeah.
So definitely my dementia choirs.
Okay.
sometimes, like yourself, sometimes you just don't feel like doing something, even if you love doing it,
Yeah.
you don't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
If it was a Wednesday and I know it's Dementia Choir and I just feel a little bit like that,
Yeah.
every single time I go, I come out and I'm literally skipping out of there. And I'm so grateful to be able to do them. So, every time I come out, I'm just like, oh, I'm so grateful that I've been able to do that. And it just lifts me. And
Yeah.
it's so incredible to do something that, I do get paid for these sessions, but I'm coming out and I'm feeling so high and it's just incredible. So definitely I love doing those. And also any of the groups that I run with vulnerable people.
Yeah.
Where I feel like they're getting an extra benefit
Yeah.
from the music and the singing, that just gives me so much more.
Yeah, I think we're really blessed to be in a position where we really love what we do, but we really feel that we benefit as we see other people benefit. It's a kind of a nice knock-on effect, isn't it? It's a nice way of kind of looking at the harmony of the work life joy kind of balance and thinking there's a lot of time where you just get your sweet spot, don't you? And you think, right, I'm working right now, but I am just in the place where I want to be. Yeah, yeah, it's I think that's a real blessing. So you talked a little bit about your school's choir, and one of the main reasons that I've got you on kind of so early in the podcast season is because you're doing something really rather special and important with I think it's your after school choir actually that you've done it with. So I'm going to let you tell us all about this project that you're doing for the Ukraine. Yeah, tell us all about it.
Yeah. So I like to use everybody I work with at some point to do something special,
Yeah.
just because it's just a really nice thing to be able to do. And with everything that's going on in the Ukraine, I was really struggling personally to concentrate on doing anything work-wise. I do work at home a lot. And if I was sat having my breakfast or my lunch, I'd be watching the news and I'd just be crying my eyes out.
Yeah.
And I found it really difficult to focus and think, right, I've got to go out to work now. I've got to go out and do something.
Yeah.
When really I want to be in the Ukraine or I want to be in Poland doing something, what can I do kind of thing. So when I got to my after school club, I'd been watching the news that afternoon now, and I just said to the kids, how would you feel about writing a song that we could use to raise money for the Ukraine? And they were absolutely buzzing. They just all were like, yes, let's do it, let's do it.
Yeah.
So we had other plans. I had a whole session planned for that day, but it just all went out the window.
Yeah.
And we sat by the board and they just shouted out all their ideas of the words that they wanted to use for the song. And then once we'd filled the board, we sat down with the guitar and we all just sat on the floor. And I just started playing different chords and asked them to shout out which chords they liked and which ones would work. And then we just, the process of writing, you'll know yourself. And we just started to put these melodies. I put through some melodies at them and they all decided in a bit of a, what's the word?
Ad hoc.
What, sorry?
Ad hoc.
Yeah, that kind of way of just, yeah. Anyway, we got this melody and we sang. I recorded it on my phone the first two verses and it just sounded absolutely beautiful. And that was our session that day. And then I went away, worked on it a little bit, added a bit of a chorus in there for them, took that back to them the next week for their approval, and they loved it. We sang the song, and literally from there we've just there's been a bit of an explosion, to be honest. I started sharing my idea on social media. About how we could get this song out there, how we could start raising money, hope, and bring a community together, and it's just started happening now.
Yeah,
which is really lovely. So we have a song called "Hold Out Your Hand."
Yeah. And what we'll do is we'll play a little clip of it now, and then we will play the whole thing at the end. So enjoy this little clip now, and then we'll carry on with the interview.
We know they are wrong. Be brave. Hold out your hand. Don't be scared. We can comprehend. We are together until the end. Don't give up.
So that's Hold Out Your Hand, and as I said, we'll play the entire thing. And Melody, what's the idea with this song? What's your main goal with it?
So I would like as many schools as possible, but I say schools, it started out as schools, but it doesn't have to be schools. Any group or anyone that wants to take this song and run with it absolutely can. It's a free song, you can have it, you can do what you want with it, as long as, you know, you're raising hope, and you don't have to raise money. It's not even about raising money. It's just, I want you to use the song, listen to the words, share the song, and just basically it's everybody coming together and showing everyone in the Ukraine, and all the families in Russia as well that are also struggling at this horrible time, that we're all thinking of them. We might not be able to do much, but we're trying to raise money, we're trying to raise hope, we're praying, you know. It's just being able to do a little something, so we want to share that song so that everybody can do that too with us.
Yeah, so everything will be on the show notes, or you can go onto Melody's page. We'll put all that on the show notes as well. So do have a listen to that. And what I was thinking, Melody, is it's interesting when we're talking about harmony, because we actually have a lot of people in common, and unsurprisingly quite a few of them are teachers and music teachers. So what I have to admit that with doing this podcast, this is my way of doing something, because usually I would be trying to do some fundraising as well, but where I'm at the moment, I'm just not able to do that. So it's lovely to be able to encourage you and really support you in that. So yeah, anybody that would like to do that, please get in touch with Melody ASAP, and we'll kind of get that song out there even more than it already is.
Thank you. And I can send, you know, if people can get in touch with me, I can send lyrics. I've got the backing track, the guide vocals, everything you need. And I can have a chat with you about it. If it's not too far away, I'm more than happy to come in as well to help. I'm going to a school this afternoon in Bradford, and I've got some other schools booked in the diary to go help. So I'm more than happy to come in and teach.
That's fantastic. Okay. So yeah, please, often in these podcasts, you have a listen, there's always a bit of a kind of a challenge to it, and you might just go away and think that was nice. This isn't nice, this is serious. So if you're not a teacher, find a teacher. If you've not got a child in school, find a child in school and do something. This time we really want you to do something about what you're hearing. Isn't Melody inspiring? We'll hear the rest of that song at the end of this episode. If you're enjoying the Raise podcast, please let us know by popping onto your favourite music platform and leaving us a 5-star rating. It's always good to know that we're doing a good job in raising confidence and inspiring creativity. Back to the episode. So we've been talking about this amazing song, Hold Out Your Hand. But Melody, you've been writing songs for years and years, haven't you? Tell us a little bit about the other ways that you've been bringing harmony into people's lives.
Yeah, so I've been writing since I was little, but I've never really done much with the songs. I think that's a self-confidence thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
But when I'm writing to be able to help people, that's when I'll have the confidence to put the song out there.
Yeah.
So the only songs ever out there from me are because they're trying to send a message or raise money. And probably the most recent one is a song called But We Do. Mm-hmm. And that was written a few years ago, just before COVID, I think. And it was about trying to support people with mental health.
Yeah.
So it wasn't personal with my mental health struggles, but it was about people around me.
Yeah.
I people watch a lot, and people in my family were suffering. And also I'd been to watch Jason Manford in, I can't remember where it was now, Manchester, I think. And he, at the end of his show, which was hilarious, he just had this little moment with the audience, and he was saying how much he'd struggled with his mental health. Yeah. And it was a really emotional few minutes with the whole audience, and we all laughed and cried and clapped together. And when I got home from there, I just thought, oh my gosh, I really need to write. And so Jason Manford was the main inspiration for the But We Do song, as well as other people. And I put that out there just on a YouTube. I've made got one of my videographers, she's a lovely girl called Sally, and she put a video together, some footage together with the song. I wrote the song with one of my good friends, Mark Walker. You may have heard of him. So we put it out there, and it went. There was quite a lot of views on Facebook, and so many lovely messages of people saying how much the song had helped them. Absolutely lovely. And then quite recently I've been in touch. I met a guy called Steve Phillip through a networking event.
Right.
And Steve had lost his son.
Right.
I think it was in 2001 to mental health.
Right.
And I shared the song with him after the networking group. It was nothing to do with anything that we were talking about, but I just felt this need to share the song with him after hearing about his son, because he set up a charity called the Jordan Legacy. Almost straight away. He's the most incredible man. And yeah, he absolutely loved the song, and he asked me to come and sing it at Jordan's Celebration of Life party, which was just beautiful.
Wow.
And then I also got invited then to sing the song at his Hope for Life conference, which was amazing. So the song is being shared in different ways, which is really lovely. And there's another lady's just messaged me actually to see if I'll come and sing the song at her charity, which is in memory of her brother who passed away as well.
Right. Yeah.
I'll have to check the name if that's so I don't give you the wrong name, but
yeah, we can pop that in the show notes so we'll get it right.
Yeah, so that's what we do. If you want to have a listen to that'll be on YouTube, or we maybe play it on here. It's up to you, Carol, but hopefully that gives a nice message.
Yeah.
Struggling.
Yeah. We'll play that now, Melody. So this, can you just introduce it for us so I don't get the name wrong?
Of course, this is But We Do.
Don't be sad, little boy, when they tell you it's over. There's a sweet, simple life, you can live it if you wanna. Oh, it's yours for the taking, this made-up world of faking. Don't you let it get you down. Tomorrow's world is never found. Oh, it's clear for all to see. It's not all harmony. You can turn it all around, gon' flip that frown, turn it upside down. Can you feel it? I'm gonna make it easy for you. Take a look from left to right, those pretty faces in paradise. Some may not believe it, they hide it away like they don't see it, but we do. We do. You feel low, you feel high, where your mind is a jungle. You can take what you want, eat the pie, but stay humble. Oh, it's yours for the taking, this made-up world of faking. Don't you let it get you down. Tomorrow's world is never found. It's plain and simple to me. Imagine the possibilities. You can turn it all around, gon' flip that frown, turn it upside down. Can you feel it? I'm gonna make it easy for you. And take a look from left to right, those pretty faces in paradise. Some may not believe it, they hide it away like they don't see it, but they do. They do.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, I think the thing about music is everybody knows that music is to be shared and songs are to be shared. But people know when a song has a message that is, important, life-changing. You were talking about Jason Manford, and that must take a lot of bravery to talk about mental health issues on a platform such as his. And I think because people like him are being vulnerable and opening up, it is helping to drop some of this stigma around mental health, isn't it? And I don't know about you, Melody, but over lockdown, I felt there was a shift between people realizing that mental health and physical health is very similar, in that you've got to do something about it. It's not something to hide from. It's something to really work through and use to your kind of advantage, and use as a power, I think. In your experience, how has harmony helped you through life?
I think it's made me who I am, actually. I think I focus my whole being on that.
Yeah.
And to be honest, a lot of it is out of my control. It's just, I feel like there's this force. Like, my husband laughs at me, but I do feel like there's this force to keep me on this path and keep me as this person. And harmony and helping people is just my path. That's just what I've been given. There's nothing I can do about it. It does annoy my husband sometimes, because he's like, can you please just let other people try and save the world? Like, can you just stay here and do this? Or, so it does, because it does take its toll on the family a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I've got to go with it. If I see someone in need, I have to help them, or I have to do something.
Yeah.
It sounds really cheesy, really. But that's, I always just say to Johnny, that's me. I can't help it. I've got to go do something. I can't just sit back.
Yeah.
So I think, harmony it's got a lot to answer for.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because we started off the podcast, you started off saying that harmony brings peace, but actually harmony can be, I don't want to use the word violent force, but it's a powerful force, isn't it? Harmony might bring peace, but it's not quiet.
No,
it's not quiet at all. And particularly with what you're doing, wanting children to sing, children are not good at singing quietly, especially. And I love the recording that we're going to play in full in a short amount of time, but it's just the children's voices just echo, and they're so full of life. And I love that about children's voice. They're unapologetically noisy, aren't they? And kind of like, why would we sing this quietly? This is a great song. I'm not singing it quietly.
And you'll hear when you hear the track of Hold Out Your Hand, because when I first listened to it, I thought, do we need to do it again? And this sounds horrible, but I just thought, do we need to do it again? Because it's not necessarily perfect sound, but actually, what is perfect? And children singing these beautiful words that they've written is just incredible. And their voices might not be together all the time, or you can hear random voices here and there, and I think that just makes it more magical, doesn't it? It's raw and it's real.
It's authentic, isn't it? And actually, in what we do, we talk a lot about kind of blending and having one voice, but harmony says no, I don't want one voice. Harmony says, let's have loads of voices and create this sound that's kind of saying, listen to all the different voices, here are all the different voices. And I think that's what comes across in your beautiful recording, these children saying, no, I want to be heard, and that's really one of the big messages in the Ukraine right now, isn't it? Gosh, I'm feeling emotional. About letting them be heard, and people saying, we're here, we're real, this is really happening, let's be heard. What I love about the recording of the song is the way that Hold Out Your Hand kind of lingers. That's like the last thing that you hear, and I think again that's such a beautiful way to bring about harmony. Through lockdown, I think one of the hardest things for people was the, that lack of physical touch and not being able to hug, and the harmony that comes kind of from a hug and two people like coming together. But holding out your hand is such a simple thing to do, isn't it? But it's that reaching.
I think another important message from doing the song is for the children singing it. So, you just mentioned COVID there. They've just had 2 years of the most craziest time that they just can't get their heads around. And a lot of children are still struggling now. I still work with children who are struggling to focus in school still. And then on top of that, they have this new information that there's this war going on and there might be a World War III, and their brains are just like, what is going on? Like, they're absolutely petrified. So to be able to sing something that is all very positive, it is probably very naive too, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think sometimes it's okay to be a little bit naive to things that are going on around us, because it enables us to carry on with what we're doing, especially as a child. Too much information, too much negative information is just never a good thing. So for them to feel like they're doing something positive towards helping something so horrible that's going on, I think, that is also a really important thing, to look after our children here and make sure that, they feel like they're doing something, but it's all very positive. And all the words that the children were shouting out to me when we were writing the song were so positive. There wasn't one sad negative word that came out. It was all like, you can do this. We've got your back. We're here for you. We stand together. It was all so lovely and positive. And I think that, that's such a lovely thing to be able to do with them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's giving those children a voice, isn't it? Because in amongst those children that you recorded with, there will be several Melody Reeds who know that they're little and there's no chance that they can go out and do anything, but they know they have to do something, because I think you and I firmly believe it doesn't matter how young you are. If you've got a heart of love, then you've got to share it in some way. And so what you've given them, Melody, is the gift of being able to do that in a really simple way. And I do want to really encourage you that, on those days where you're feeling really low, to remember that the gift that you give people is immense, and the gift of harmony, and recognizing that it doesn't matter what age you are, everybody deserves to have that opportunity for harmony and peace is huge. It is huge. So I really want to commend you on all that you're doing. We always do a little on the spot poem. I'm feeling quite nervous because whenever it's a creative to a creative, I get a bit. And harmony is not the easiest word to rhyme, Melody. But it's not going to rhyme.
I'm excited.
But okay. Harmony is a noisy piece, a quick release, a chance to say, here I am and here you are, let's stand. Let's sing together, let's bring together other people in a circle, in a shape, in an unexpected way, and let's be together in harmony.
It's gorgeous, really. That was gorgeous.
Thank you. It's always the guest that inspires that and lets it flow. So as I said, thank you so much for all you're doing. And those listening, there's no question of what the challenge is today. I will say it again. If you're a teacher, then get the song into your school. If you're not a teacher, you will know a teacher, get the song into their school. If you have children, get the song into the kids' school. If you don't have children, find a child and get it into their school. And if you don't know anything about school, then find the song and sing it yourself. We need to sing this song. Everything will be in the show notes, accessible to you, and we will play out with the song. But before we do that, Melody, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me on here.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening to the Raise podcast. We hope you feel raised and inspired by this episode. Whilst we're not offering face-to-face classes currently, we are doing online singing lessons where you can have your voice raised as well as your confidence. If you would like to find out more, please visit our website at www.raiseforall.com or find us on social media on either our Facebook or Instagram page. Take care.